sit on this image and think about what you've done. Alright, I'll return.
Oh, hey, hey,
Whoa!
hey,
No!
Okay.
Sorry. Advertisement started playing. Surprised me. Surprised. And think about what you... Yeah, the audio sounds good. Let people gather. Morning. I just want to go back to bed. Fuck you. Hello. Hey, Zal. Come here. Hey. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're fine. Sorry. I came back and then the dog was like, let's cause a ruckus.
You causing a ruckus? You causing a ruckus? What's this about? What's this about? You can't go causing ruckuses.
Alright, love this dog. She's a little dumb, but we love this dog. Jambo 4, Contrarian Codex here. How's everybody doing? We have two very exciting things for you. First one is already on your screen. We have the 2024 Subathon. It's if we get this many subscribers before January of 2025, I'll do fun things. Get to 12,500. We will do an ice bath question stream. It is where Grace and I make a bathtub full of cold water, snow, and ice. And then I have to sit in that tub and answer your questions until my nards freeze off and I die. If we get to 13,000 subs, I will also make a build guide for every faction. I am usually very hesitant, is the nice way of putting it, to do that, because every patch, what you want to make a build out of changes. So I don't like doing that content, but people do like it, so I'll do my best to make it more timeless. It's just hard. But you can, there are certain things that are like true all the time, like Beastmen is always my example, where their front line's pretty bad and their mobile forces and monsters are better. So yeah, but I'll do that. If we get 13,500, we'll do a 20-hour stream of something. Maybe not even Warhammer. Maybe a 20-hour streams of old Simpsons reruns, and we just let that roll. I don't talk at all, and you don't even know if I'm still at my computer. You don't know. Do shit. Energy drink junkie? It is a Diet Pepsi, so yeah, I'm living the high life over here. Okay. And the other exciting news that I'm not disappointed in at all is we had our new player tournament number 80. I tried something different. I tried something fun, and it was very rewarding, and I'm not disappointed and depressed at all. Instead of our usual Swiss bracket with tiebreakers and stuff, we did our feeding frenzy, which was just having players match up in the bot against each other best of one. And it makes it a little more organic. and not like have people waiting for each other in rounds or anything. But we had very, very, very low participation, so sad. But we will cast the games I got from that here right now. We'll start off with Brutus versus Rogue Consultant. How do I get that blocker out of the way? Get this. Well, there it is. Brutus on Kislev versus Rogue Consultant on the Dark Elves. Thanks for casting. You to do real life stuff. See ya. Bye, Michael. Bye. You, Pepsi. Dude, I grew up with Coke forever, but recently something changed. I don't have any proof, but something changed. Diet Coke just started tasting like fizzy water, and it was pretty bad. And Diet Pepsi still has a little bit of that cancerous chemical flavor that I so desire. Kislev! Post nerfs, they have been struggling a little bit. Still a good faction, but not as unbeatably top tier as they used to be. Looks like here we have triple Griffin Legion. Both Brothers of Tor, Werber Rider, ROR, a Patriarch with some healing. Haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, just the Silix Lullaby. An Ice Witch of Tempest. Oh, I just realized my mic's pretty low from a different video I was doing. A tier list video. We have Ice Witch Tempest with Hawks of Mishka and the Snow Leopard Summon, and then a very limited infantry corps of some Kossars and armored Kossars, 6 in total. Aside for the Dark Elves, Dark Shards, Bleak Swords, Bloodrack Medusa, actually 2 Bloodrack Medusas, including the Siren Red Ruin, then Dark Riders, Shadows Cast with Melkoths, and a High Beastmaster on his Manticore. Tormentor's Sword. Nice little net for him. As I fix my volume settings, because I forgot I did a tier list video, and that has different volume settings. Oof! Off screen, Griffin Legion crushed a Dark Rider in the fight, and now they're fighting back against Dark Riders, other Dark Riders, while they're getting shot. Do not enjoy getting shot. And the Ice Witch of Tempest going to use those collision attacks on the Frostworm. Just blitz through Bleak Swords and Dark Shards. There we go. I was like, are you charging or not? What are we doing? So Kislev's new and improved chariot is currently skirting its way through all of the infantry. They don't even slow her down. Oh, Kislev. Griffin Legion flooding through the back line. The Dark Shards are in a bit of disarray. I really like what Brutus is doing here. Brutus is the Kislev player, where they just disrupt as many Dark Shards as possible, and they don't really stick around to deal the damage as much. They're just pushing them out of formation like these guys. They can't shoot for now. They keep getting dragged into melee, and then the Dark Elf player has to keep giving them all commands to like back up and reform lines. And if they have to reform lines, they're not going to be able to shoot. Like that Griffin Legion died entirely probably due to Dark Shard Overwatch fire, not as much to Dark Rider interference. Kislev off to an early lead. Their infantry haven't done anything, but all the flank pressure is doing very, very well as the Hawks of Mishka rips through Dark Shards. Leadership debuff gets them to rout. And the High Beastmaster landed on the Griffin Legion with the Bloodarch Medusa helping him out. It looks like he popped his Tormentor Sword, kept them in melee for a little longer than they want. They're trying to back off now, but lost over half their HP. Oh no, the Siren Red Ruin is getting hunted down. Elf Brothers of Tor are going to catch her. They will make quick work of that Siren. She has her own anti-large armor piercing and whatever, but Bloodarch Medusas aren't the best duelists here, and the Elf Brothers of Tor were built for this. She's doing a little better than I would have expected to back against them, but she will lose. That is a given. Elsewhere, the High Beastmaster and his Bloodarch Medusa still fighting back against Griffin Legion. Frostworm has joined the party. There are supporting pistol fire from the Kossars, no supporting Dark Elf forces just yet. His bounce power isn't as terrible for the Dark Elves as I would have assumed, considering how this game has been going. Both Brothers of Tor are going to finish off the Bloodarch Medusa, who did very, very well, all things considered. I thought she was going to get rolled, so shows what I know. She did eventually lose, but did better than I would have thought. He performed admirably. Now the bounce power is starting to shift those. Both those healthy Blood Racks are taken down, one by the Bears, the other by a Frostworm and some pistol fire. And the Griffin Legion are just trying to hold the High Beastmaster in place and leave this Frostworm in a 1v1, not a 2v1. So they're doing their jobs there. They're not getting too much damage back on the High Beastmaster. He's winning that fight overall, but they're doing their job. They're letting the Frostworm vibe. Now the Dark Elves' bounce power is starting to look pretty terrible, and everything is falling apart for them. really just their High Beastmaster and their Caster are left. Everything else is so tattered that Kislev can easily mop them up. And I don't think a High Beastmaster on a Manticore could kill the whole Kislev army, or we would have been seeing a lot more of him by now. Boom. Winged Hussars, pretty cool. They are pretty cool. Cavalry of Kislev did well. The infantry did their jobs, I guess. The Frostworm Catcher did fine. Rogue Consultant is a pretty neat build. I think he just needed more flank pressure to keep his archers online, so probably 5 Dark Shards with only 4 Bleak Swords and 4 Dark Riders is a bit much. Yeah. The Blood Rack Producers did pretty well. Rip Sipa. What did Sipa do? What? Hey, Suli. How you doing? Gotta get the blocker back up. Yeah, we're doing our subathon. There's only like 20 people on the stream right now, so I imagine you're all subscribed, but I did have some people messaging me being like, oh, I haven't been subscribed, and I've been watching for a year, and it's like, hey, bro, figure it out. But it's okay. It's okay. They just make me mad. Boom! Up for game 2. Grimbat versus Freya. Vampire Coast versus Greenskins. I'm extremely concerned about having a Rogue Idol versus Vampire Coast. Rogue Idols do not like getting shot. Yo, BF Gaming. Titanic Order also subscribed when we pulled out the thermometer. Feel Sunset's here. Okay. Hey, Max. That's a Chad Greenskin build. It is a Chad Greenskin build. I'll give you that. Steve DeBiggin. Wurzag, my favorite Greenskin Lord thematically. I've fallen on hard times with him when his Bonewood staff got nerfed to being like nearby units, but I love Wurzag like thematically. I think he's hilarious. His voice lines are awesome. We have a Black Orc Big Boss as well. Goblins with spears as a front line. Black Orcs to back them up in case of crabs. And we have Orc Boarboy Biggins. And triple flanking Night Goblin Archers, including the Rusty Arrows, on a sneaky little ambush. How art thou doing? I'm okay. I'm okay. Alright, for the Vampire Coast, we have animated Hulks. We have handgun mobs and regular mobs mixed throughout. 2 hand cannons that are just salivating to go and tear the Rogue Idol apart, so they're gonna have to be killed before that Rogue Idol can enter melee. 4 animated Hulks, Shade Wraith Gunners, 1 Carronade, and Celostra Deerathon. As the Rogue Idol smokes one of the Carronades, takes it down, takes us to 3 total Carronades firing back. Anyway, Celostra, what did you bring? Denizens Deep and Tide Call, that's nice. I saw a Foot of Gork on Wurzag. So you might get some Foot of Gork action. Arabec, I feel it has been a while since we have seen you, my friend. You're doing well. And if it hasn't been a while, then just ignore that I said that. And I'm glad you are always constantly here, and I'm always constantly interacting with you, and I didn't say anything weird. You said weird things. Rogue Idol took a shot to the face. He didn't like that. How did... That Carronade just missed. How did you miss? He's the size of, like, 4 houses stacked together. Follow the clump, follow the clump, follow the clump, follow the clump. Ah! We're good. We're fine. Oh, shit. Okay. Damn Knight's Errant Summon came out to try and chase down the flanking goblins, but Orc Boarboys in the trees ran to intercept, catching some of the Damn Knight's Errant. And that should save the Gobos' lives overall. Damn Knight's Errant Summon doesn't last very long, so just distracting them and lowering their DPS will help quite a lot. Archers are going to try and protect archers against these ghostly knights. Look at them go to slicing through poor little Gobos. The Gobos will terror out, but As long as they keep most of their models, they'll stay pretty effective, though. They're actually missing about half, so damn. Good job, damn Knight's Errant. Oh, was that a foot of Gork? Damn it, I missed it. It took half HP off these poor little guys. And the Rogue Idol takes out the Carronade, down to 2 models left, but also crumbling away. So the Rogue Idol secures the artillery victory. He has no ammunition left, but it is what it is, I suppose. Damn Knight's Errant killing an entire Night Goblin Archer before they fade away. We have ourselves a greenskin kite game. Not a common occurrence. It's pretty crafty, it's pretty sneaky. Oh, those goblins were about to shoot, and then they saw the animated hulks coming over the horizon. They decided not to do that. Rogue Idol could give himself more ammunition if he's willing to take damage for it. I don't know if that's the correct decision. I tend to think the Rogue Idol sucks at throwing things, but he killed an entire Carronade, so maybe I'm just wrong. Okay, Twist, goodbye, hi, goodbye. So the archers continue to kite out the coast. Those Shade Wraith gunners getting range to shoot at goblins, but they're kind of firing up over a hill and through a forest, so a lot of those bullets aren't making it. But a couple get through here and there and hit the little goblins. The little gibby gobbos. All things considered, the greenskins actually are in a decent spot. Like, if you can get your front line in first and harass those gunners so they can't shoot the Rogue Idol, and then get your Black Orcs in here as well, you can cleave through a lot of this stuff. As long as the Rogue Idol gets to participate in the late game versus the Lamprey's Revenge, you'll be alright. He has magic attacks, so he could, like, literally 3-shot Salastra. Not even kidding. Hey boy, what's the Vermin League ladder full of elite players? That's true. That is what it is full of all the time. So far, I like this from the Greenskins, by the way. They've been protecting their archers with these Orc Boar Boys, so whenever anything comes out to harass the archers, the Orc Boar Boys just spring into action from the trees and stomp whatever it is to death. Drycha? Drycha what? Drycha where? Goblins trying to distract some of the zombies so that the Rogue Idol can get into range. He has 12,000 HP on him. Let's see how well he can do. But that other hand cannon is very far away, and the hand cannons will do most of the DPS to the Rogue Idol. Like, their burst will be insane, but since they're not here, they won't really be available to stop him as he gets into the handgun mobs. So far, the Greenskin's doing a really good job of peeling for the Rogue Idol. Like, they had super nice and patient play. And now you can see he's engaging when there's no guns around to really stop him. There's one handgun that can shoot him over here. There's another one that is over here now, but they used to have goblins and shit harassing it, so it's not like it was just sitting there waiting to shoot the Rogue Idol. Greenskin's doing a good job. Elsewhere, the archers are continuing to peel back while Orc Boar Boys take out all of the mobility elements of the Vampire Coast to make it even easier for the archers in the late game to do good work. But the Lamps Revenge are tearing through goblins. And the Greenskin front line is quickly falling apart without those Orc Boar Boys or the archers to support. They're just taking a lot of damage as the Black Orcs got messed up on the on the advance from something. It looks like the hand cannons are ripping into them. Even in melee, the hand cannons are ripping them apart. Oh my. Hand cannons just like, nice axe, nerd. Here's a gun. As oof. The counterfire onto the Rogue Idol has begun. Multiple handgun mobs, plus the Shade Wraith gunners firing in on this poor guy. Roderick Promethean, someone trying to hold him in place. Celastra's even going to dive in. As he takes a quarter of her HP in one melee attack. It is too late to save him, however. He's already down to 2,000 HP. And going to crumble away. The archers for the Greenskins need to try and get back into this fight once they're done with this animated hulks. But animated hulks are only 500 gold, so killing them off, well, it is good. It's like, you know, not like the Vampire Coast are screwed without them. Look at these guns, man. Just ripping apart the Black Orcs. Little shots coming in on the side. Shotgun crabs fighting you in the front. A bad time to be a Black Orc. The archers try and get in range. Boar Boy Biggins are freed up to come harass this back line now. But it might be too late. All these guys, as Bob is taking cover behind the carcasses of crabs. And then he routes out in the open. More crab summons are here to make sure that the guns stay online and firing. And Wurzag is now the target. All those red arrows pointing at the little pig boy. In come the shots. That'd probably be GG for the poor greenskins. I believe. Not. It's not army losses? Game? Mod check? Look at that balance of power. Look at the state of this battlefield. How's that not army losses? Figure your shit out. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Pig Cav gonna charge in here and take out the guns and then win the whole game? Seems unlikely, he said. Even though he watched the replays ahead of time and he knows exactly that's what happens, but you don't believe him now because he's saying it in a silly way, but it's definitely gonna happen. Ah, fuck, there's army losses. Oh, you're a 7-foot hulking orc with a massive F-off axe? Well, shotgun go burr. It's true, dude. Have you ever tried to fight someone with a shotgun with an axe? It's not great. The biggin got decent value. Killed a cannon, clapped some cheeks. And aside for Grimbat, it's the guns, baby, the guns. Look at that one. That one got 1,100 value just shooting black orcs that were running straight at it. Cannon's OP. And the Hanga Mob and the Deck Gunners got a lot of value, but that one got it just shooting the Rogue Idol in the face. GG. Back to the Subathon image, because I don't want you to see what replays we have. Because you don't deserve to see what replays we have. Let's watch some vampire counts in Bretonnia. Brutus versus La Luna Pruna. Luna Pruna usually playing Lizardman, but diving into Brett. Contrarian, that's very fair. Probably be not with us any longer. Brutus is a renowned vampire counts experte. 5 zombies in the front line, triple Vargeist, one of which is the Devil's of Schwarzhoff, and we do have 2 Blood Knights on the lower ground, some Skelly Spearmen, Corpse Cart on Holy Lodestone, and a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. Helm of Discord, Heart Piercing, and Sword of Antiheroes make him a crazy melee combatant. He also has Invocation Hack and Zombies. 1 flanking dog. For La Luna and Bretonnia, Alberic de Bordelot leading some Pegasus Knights. We have 2 Knights errant on the ground, a Grail Knight, and then 3 Pesbowmen with fire arrows, 2 Foot Squires, 2 Grail Reliques, Men-at-Arms frontline, and a Damsel of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. So pretty elite infantry as far as Bretonnia goes. Man, those Pegasus Knights are going to have a tough time. They have 3 Vargeists to kill. Side shot Brent's attack onto the Foot Squires. They tried to dodge it and reform lines, but not fast enough to dodge that breath attack and still take a lot of damage. As the archers already start to poke against the zombies, the Blood Dragon Lord's coming in, going to throw down a quick little skeleton summon, overcast for the skeleton warriors, maybe to get a bit more damage out than zombies would, as they appear suddenly among the peasants and start stabbing. Oof, in come the knights. Bad time to be a summoned skeleton warrior. Alberic and his Pegasus Knights take a fight with the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, but the Blood Dragon Lord immediately lands, forcing these guys onto the ground. You can see he is taking a lot of damage, so that ambush is quite successful and doing a lot, but now the counterpunch of the Blood Knights trying to keep these Pegasus Knights on the ground. They are going to try and get away, some of them already back up in the sky. Alberic is not one of them, but Grail Knights also countercharging in, and it's just trap, Uno reverse, Uno double reverse. And now we'll see as the Grail Knights are really trying to pick a fight with these Blood Knights. Even into the Helm of Discord, they want that fight, and the Blood Dragon Lord is backing out now. He wants to get away from the fire damage, as Alberic throws down his trident of Anon. He wants to get away from the fire damage support of the Peasant Bowman, but also he saw how many other Knights were coming, like we had both Knights errant nearby. And on the other side, the Vampire Counts are winning, so they don't really see the need to take this big fight over here if they don't want to, as their dogs and Vargeist are taking out random archers. Now the Knights errant charging back into the Devils of Schwarzhofen and the dogs. You can see the dogs are taking the worst of it. And still the Grail Knights get their fight with the Blood Knights over here. They do need an Earthblood to stay up and running. They do get one. And we know the Helm of Discord is down from the Blood Dragon Lords. We know that support really isn't there. But the Grail Knights are not doing as well versus the Blood Knights as I would have assumed. And now they have to fight in Skeleton Warriors. The Blood Dragon Lord is taking a lot of damage from Alberic and the Pegasus Knights because he's been healing through it, so the amount of damage he takes is a little relative, but Grail Knights are going to have to put on some serious magic. Bretonnia is going to win this game. This is a good engagement for them, but there's just so many targets to fight that they're going to have a bit of a tough time. Knights Errant also dove in. I don't know where their flag is, but I saw them in here, so Regrowth is going to try and save the Grail Knights. Regrowth did get nerfed pretty heavily, though, but the nerf was only affecting its Vigor regen, which doesn't affect the Grail Knights, who are constantly fresh. They have perfect Vigor, so they don't need it. It is just the raw healing. The Blood Dragon Lord has left the fight. He's busy doing other things, hunting down Grail Relics and such, and leaving the blob fight to his minions as the Grail Knights are getting awfully close to routing. Knights Errant also trying to fight back. And the Blood Knight's healing just seems to be too much with 2 Vargeists in here as well. It's still 1 Grail Knight and then a Knights Errant versus 4 elite enemy units. That is pretty brutal. Elsewhere, Bretonnia's strength is coming through. They took better infantry than the Vampire Counts. Their infantry are holding / winning every fight, but that means all of Vampire Count's money was put into these mobility elements, and it is coming to fruition. As you can see, the Grail Knights are going to fall. Alberic is going to fall, and that'll probably be a win for the Vampire Counts from that point. Probably. But yeah, the Grail Knights tried their ass off. How much value do they get? Yeah, 1900. It's pretty good. Pretty good for those Grail Knights, but how Bretonnia could have done this a little bit better is recognizing where your strength was. Like, you put all this money into the infantry, and that's great, and your infantry's winning, but you need to take fights on those infantry then, so maybe peel off some to support your flanks and have your have the Blood Knight Grail Knight conflict take place on top of Foot Squires or on top of Men-at-Arms, and then have a Grail Relic nearby, because the Grail Relic has some buffs that Grail Knights can use, like the 5 melee attack and extra leadership. That can be kind of nice. It's just something, but it's tough. Alberic pushing back against the Vargeists. He's going to do a bit of damage. Vargeists aren't that great at killing single entities, because sometimes they do this. You can see they're all clumped up in front of him. They're not surrounding him. It's not actually getting that much damage out, but with more Vargeists and Blood Knights jumping in, it should be the end of Alberic soon. And the Blood Dragon Lord is sick of this taking so long. It looks like he might come over to play as well. But first he lands in some Foot Squires for a little bit of extra damage. Gets a rear charge into Alberic. Good amount of damage. Misses the next attack, but I don't think it matters that much. Tony's balance of power is held up by peasants. And peasants alone. I don't know what these Blood Knights are charging. They're trying to charge past Alberic into the Foot Squires, and so they will get it done. But Alberic's routing, Damsel's routing, everything's routing except for the Men-at-Arms. The brave, brave Men-at-Arms. Twist, very well. I'll allow you to stay, if you wish. Well, Luna, it was a good try. It was a good try. Peasant Archers didn't get to fire much. Brutus shut them down almost immediately, but the Pegasus Knights and Grail Knights both got a lot of value. Knights Errant also both paid for themselves, because Knights Errant are only 700 gold. So the Knights were played with well, and they all got their value back, but it just wasn't enough. And this is usually why Bretonnia... Oof, Alberic also got a lot of value. This is why Bretonnia tends to go with a dogshit front line and just ignore it entirely, is because it's really hard to leverage their winning front line into a game win. Just how their games go. Because they're so mobile and have so much healing that if they don't win the mobile game, they can't leverage that mobility into space that they can use to heal and cycle charge, right? Because it's hard to cycle charge from inside a box. You know what I mean? Where if infantry control a fixed space, cavalry control wide open spaces. So if you're relying on your infantry to give you a zone of safety, that's kind of cool, but you're not going to have room to maneuver, you're not going to have room to cycle charge, you're just going to have this one place you can fall back and kind of heal, but you'll always be kind of under attack. That's why Bretonnia usually just goes with shit infantry, is like, they don't care about holding a spot as much, they just want to win the mobility, get the space to run around the map, and move you from there. And we just saw that in this game. Peasants look back and they're like, "My lord, we won!" And their lord is dead. And they're like, "Oh, fuck." You know, aside Vargas got good value, Blood Knights got really good value. Blood Dragon Lord did fantastically. Fantastically. Why don't we do more Bretonnia? Brutus this time on Bretonnia, and I do remember the concept of this tournament was you have to win with 5 different factions. So Brutus won with his infamous OP unstoppable vampire counts, and therefore had to switch off onto other lesser peasant factions to get some wins. And this man seriously taking questing knights in 2024. Questing knights are garbage. I hate them. Their stats are alright, but something about them, they just like never actually perform on those stats. So for his version of Bretonnia, we have Royal Hippogriff Knights, triple questing knight, one of which is the Companions of Quenelles. Then we have a Peasant Mob, Men-at-Arms Spears, and then triple Peasant Bowmen, all regular with a Life Caster. Dwellers below in Earthblood. Versus High Elves, though, you're expecting some relatively elite spears, either Silvern Guard or Spearmen, or even Phoenix Guard. Dwellers below can make sense if you get to that late game, and it's just spears, you can clear them out. You know, side for the High Elves, we have the Spearmen front line, Archers and Lothlorn Seaguard in the back, 1 Eagle Bolt Thrower, Eltharion the Grim with Tempest, Apotheosis, and Soul Quench. Then we have the Fireborn, 3 Dragon Princes total, one of which is the Fireborn, and then a Silver Helm. So both sides, pretty similar game plans. Very elite knights, a flying melee lord with some buffs and debuffs. The only difference is the High Elves brought a little bit of artillery. And the Bretonnians brought mass stinking, useless peasants. Let's go. So Brutus slowly advancing. Doesn't want to overextend Lewin or any of his knights, waiting for the peasant mobs to saturate the area. As they wander through the sparse High Elf front line, they can get onto the back line and harass the archers with the Eagle Bolt Thrower and just, you know, make them uncomfortable. But the Bolt Thrower is currently sniping out questing knights, already taken down 5 models. With some archer support as well. They're actually losing even more. Peasant Mob's getting rear charged by Silver Helms. I think this is a bait. Yeah, it is. He sent the Silver Helms, which are the worst cavalry he has, to start a fight, and then the Dragon Princes are going to countercharge. So yeah, it was a bait. Bretonnia fell for it. Let's see if it can pay off. Now the Sword of Throne does lower the melee defense of the Silver Helms, and that is a crucial debuff on the Elves because High Elves have such crazy high melee defense as long as their martial prowess is up. That lowering it can really change the game for you. And in comes a Dwellers Below. Dwellers Below lost the thing where it no longer does friendly fire, however, so these questing knights are actually going to take a lot of damage, as are the peasants. But it looks like Bretonnia is accepting those losses in trade for the Dragon Princes, who are taking so much damage from the Dwellers Below. Questing Knight traded for a Dragon Prince and a Silver Helm is a great trade indeed. Now on the other side, things are going to shit. The Companions of Quenelles are getting massacred by the same sandwich we saw earlier, except this time instead of a Silver Helm and Dragon Prince, it's a Fireborn and Dragon Prince. But now the Hippogriff Knights charge in. Can the Dragon Princes turn their ire on the Hippogriff Knights, who might be overextended if they have no support out here? They are fighting 2 Dragon Princes, and it looks like they realize that their Questing Knights just straight up die, and the Hippogriff Knights need to get away. Decent damage onto the Fireborn. We'll see if Eltharion can get them some apotheoses or something. Eltharion fights Lewin. I think Lewin wins that fight, but I'm not entirely sure. Bounce power is extremely even, as the Bretonnian backline has been suppressed. Like, we can see most of them are already dying. The High Elf frontline is holding. So it is this healthy Questing Knight and a very healthy Hippogriff Knight versus kind of tattered Dragon Princes. There are more of them. Nice Tempest, 2-for-1 damage on Hippogriff Knights and Lewin, though Eltharion probably needs to land soon so that his Dragon Princes can give him a little bit of help. And Tempest still hurts stuff even when it's on the ground. It just hurts it if it has the capacity to fly, not if it is currently flying. But Eltharion has to land so that his Dragon Princes can help out. Something just got healing. Dragon Prince has got an Apotheosis. Eltharion taking a ton of damage. Really needs to get out of the sky. And I know I keep mentioning it, but it is crucial because he is currently fighting like a 1v10. And he needs to land so he can turn the tide on that, as the Dragon Princes and Spears are waiting below, but they can't help him. Land, bro! Land! land! Get out of the sky! Now he is landing. But he took so much damage in the meantime. It's a pretty costly mistake in a game that was so close. Looks like the High Elves are going to try and snipe out the healing caster for Bretonnia. Eltharion hops in as well. Immediately terror outs that lady, and now Lewin might be the overextended one. All of a sudden, in the middle of Dragon Prince's and Spears, he tries to get up into the sky. But Eltharion's healing himself up slowly but surely. Big if you can kill the Damsel of Life and draw this game out, Eltharion can give a lot of Apotheosis healing over time, and you can maybe attrition out Bretonnia. Damsel gets off one last quick little Earthblood. As another Tempest comes down, might do some damage. Yes, it will to the Hippogriff Knights. They are currently in it. It's good stuff there. And they are fighting on High Elf Spears. This is really, really nice for the High Elves. I mean, Bretonnia has a shit ton of units here, so they might lose it anyway. But this is the best situation the High Elves could hope for. Fighting on Spears, fighting on their own Dragon Princes, and Eltharion is offering some healing. Meanwhile, you're getting a lot of damage out onto those Questing Knights. Those Questing Knights entered this fight healthy. The Hippogriff Knights are also below half, and there we go. The Damsel of Life is routing. She can no longer keep casting slow heals. The High Elves, they got their win. They just need two things. They need to make sure that lady doesn't come back, and they need Eltharion to not die, and they can maybe drag this game out. But the Damsel of Life breaks free. There are Dragon Princes nearby that could chase her down. We'll see if Bretonnia can dedicate any resources to them. Questing Knights are going to rout. Hippogriff Knights taking a lot of damage, but Eltharion refuses to leave this fight, and his hubris might kill him. He's overstaying his welcome. He just wants to hold the Hippogriff Knights in this terrible situation. The Hippogriff Knights and Lewin are taking a lot of damage, but so is Eltharion. And Bretonnia just wants to even the score. They want to take out the enemy caster as well, so they can't get any healing. But the heroic Questing Knights charge into the Dragon Princes into certain death, routing off those Dragon Princes, securing space for their damsel to rally. She comes back, even though there are nearby enemy Dragon Princes. They weren't close enough, so she is back. The healing is back online for Bretonnia, and all of a sudden, a delayed game does not mean a game lost. Now Dragon Princes are trying to recover the lost pieces, trying to take out that damsel once again, but there's too many knights nearby, and they're getting some healing. Maybe the Dragon Princes can kill the Questing Knights, possibly, but Lewin and the Hippogriffs will finish them off for sure. And Bretonnia is back. Eltharion in the distance trying to heal up as the Fireborn get a nice, nasty rear charge onto these Hippogriff Knights. And healing's a hell of a drug, but it can't bring back dead models, and also you can't heal things that are on fire for very much. Gets reduced by half. As the Fireborn try and drag some of these guys down, they are taking a lot of damage. Still, those Questing Knights refuse to rout. Hippogriff Knights taking a lot of damage, and Eltharion is busy in the distance chasing off archers and trying to heal up slowly. We have some Lava and Seaguard support coming in here. As the Fireborn keep trying to drag down models, the Hippogriff Knights actually still have 6 out of 12 models, despite their extremely low HP pool right now. Another Earthblood heals them up. They are on fire, though, so it's pretty pitiful healing. All things considered, the Fireborn tear rout off, and archers continue to fire in. The Bolt Thrower is back! 4 out of 4 models? That's gotta be a bug. Yeah, it has 1. 4 out of 4, my ass. Bolt Thrower is going to try and fire some harpoons into those guys every so often. Lewin is nearly heal capped. Hippogriff Knights are dangerously close to losing a lot of models down to 1,000 HP. Eltharion should probably focus on killing the Hippogriffs, and then in the late game just drag Lewin through spears. Those Hippogriffs are the bigger problem. Eltharion looks to be landing on them, maybe, possibly. But Lewin's coming over. Does have spear support, but needs to be a little careful. Lewin gets a side charge onto Eltharion. Big damage. Hippogriff Knights are going to land on him for this round. Eltharion, not tanky enough to withstand this. He has the Fang Sword, but it does not help. His physical resistance is useless against Hippogriff Knights who have magic damage, as does Lewin. And that should be GG. They routed the Damsel once again, but the bounce power is tipping into army losses territory, and I would agree. I mean, Hippogriff Knights and Lewin versus 2 healthy spears and everything else is dead just doesn't seem like much of a resistance force, to be honest. Damsel routes for the second time, like we said, but she should run off and get to safety. We stream Lucy's newest event after it's concluded? Probably. What up, Bastion? Have we had some demons yet? No, actually. No. Is there any hopium for the High Elves? Not really. This Spearman's about to get gooned. Lost 500 HP on the charge against the Hippogriff Knights, and Lewin's going to come over and terror out them. And that is army losses. That was a good game. Damn. Lewin with 3,300 value. Kind of wildin'. Western Knights all did meh. Royal Hippogriff Knights did very, very well. Rogue Consultant, Eltharion. Ooh, Eltharion and the Firebone both doing a ton of work. Regular Dragon Princes did fine. Basic Spearman did okay. Archer and Lightseeker did okay. Silverhelm's got sandwiched in. The Eagle Bolt Throw was just a slight nuisance. That got knocked out quickly. Okie dokie. Switch it up. We'll have Grimbat on Dark Elves versus Brutus on Grand Cathay. Watching stream on mute while teaching English online. Why would anybody want to learn English? Hey, Jep. How you doing? Japadu. So what do we have here? What do we have? For the Dark Elves, we have Cold One Knights and Dark Riders for a lot of mobility. Dark Shards, 2 Witch Elves, and a bunch of Bleak Swords. We have Lokir Fellheart on, what is his thing? It's Maelstrom, isn't it? I think his dragon's name is Maelstrom. Then we have a Sorceress of Beast with just Flock of Doom. On the other side for Grand Cathay, we have Onyx Crowman, Jade Lancers, currently getting a fight with Dark Riders in the woods. More Jade Lancers, so a lot of those guys. 1 Grand Cannon for a bit of pressure. Peasant Long Spears, Jade Warrior Crossbows, Jade Warrior Frontline as well. So pretty Jade heavy build. We have a Celestial General on his Lion Mount. Wounded Pride. Oh, that's just if he gets wounded, so. He has Fearsome Roar and the Brass Cleaver as his buffs. And an Alchemist with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom on foot. I like it. Nice wide Grand Cathay build. Usually my favorite type of Grand Cathay to play and watch. As Dark Elves close in. Witch Elves can go absolutely ham on the front line. They'll kill Jade Warriors very, very quickly if they pop their Witch's Brew. But they don't love all those archers, so it looks like they're going to be a little cautious on their way in. As that cannon hit 3 out of 4 shots onto Lokir, and he felt it. He didn't enjoy that one bit. Dark Riders get charged by Jade Lancers. They're going to fall back, but in creep the Cold One Knights. Jade Lancers see it coming, and they are much swifter, so they're going to try and get to safety. They get caught up on some of the Dark Riders. Getting stuck, they decide to just take the fight with a Plague of Rust cast on the Cold One Knights to help their not very high weapon strength get through those guys. They actually get a crazy good charge on the Cold One Knights. I am shocked they did that well. I guess Cold One Knight's charge bonus is very low. So they're trading about even, which is a fantastic trade for Grand Cathay. The front lines are engaged. Unfortunately, the Witch Elves, you can see they're mobbed up behind their own Bleak Swords, so it's hard for them to get in here. Oof, yeah, those blobs are going to be a killer. So they're just not spreading out their damage enough. Celestial General is currently beating up Lokir Fellheart in the sky. I imagine there's some range support that is contributing to that. Lokir is actually just going to land on the Grand Cannon and shut it down. I can see him turning and taking the fight now with Dreaded Duelist, now that he's not getting shot by the cannon anymore, but he is going to be surrounded by Jade Lancers, and it looks like more crossbows are turning to try and fire at him, so Lokir is a little overextended. He needs to try and get to safety. Elsewhere, there's a big flank fight that we have entirely missed, because there's a lot going on in this very spread out battle. Like, look at this. How am I supposed to cover this? There's a cab fight over there, cab fight over here, there's a frontline fight, and then Lokir fucking dives the back line. Alright, I can't be everywhere at once, but Cathay is getting slapped on this side. That is a rare win for the Dark Elves, as everything else kind of seems to be going to shit for them. Their Dark Shards are trying to fire back against these guys, as a big Searing Doom is going to hit 3 blobbed up units. Trees offering some comfort, but not a ton. Lokir is still trying to get to safety after disrupting the cannon. The cannon does need fresh orders to get back onto their mounts, as Lokir knocked them out of place. The cavalry is still trying to get around the flanks, but those Jade Warriors are ever present. Now the Dark Elves have to quickly rally this cavalry that won their fight back there and put them back into good use. Dark Shards are winning the Archer fight right now. Jade Warrior Crossman's 80 armor not protecting them from those armor-piercing bolts. But the lack of a spread out front line from the Dark Elves, where they ended up on all those clumps, is really starting to hurt them, as their front line's winning, but they're winning so slowly because they're all attacking the same thing at the same time. Lokir still struggling to get away from these guys. Does get some healing here and there. Fearsome Roar takes him to a 6 leadership, really trying to get him to rout. There it is, -1. But he rallies back up to 21 as he still is just Gonna stay in this fight and gets into the air, which is huge. Hot take. You could probably fight the Celestial General if he has Dreaded Duelist up. Not gonna try to, though. He's gonna try and get away. Elsewhere, the Grand Cathay front line is starting to crumble, and those Colden Knights from the victorious flank are showing up to start cycle charging through things. Bye. The bye was to Grace, not to you. I'm not leaving. Fair, Manuel. Lokir has spent this entire game running away from the Celestial General. The cannon is now back online, but maybe the Dark Elves can get through the front line and go get that cannon at this point. Still a lot of balance power wrapped up in these Jade Warrior crossbowmen. Full health Celestial General as well. And that Flock of Doom is on to just the Alchemist. That is a fuck you Flock of Doom if I've ever seen one, but it's not that effective on single entities, unfortunately, for the Dark Elves. Onyx Croman currently rampaging through the Dark Shards. Someone needs to take care of those guys. The Celestial General gets another hit onto Lokir Fellheart. I really hope he's charging the Onyx Croman. Yes, that is good, because he needs the healing super bad. He also needs to land in his own forces, so if the Celestial General charges him, he'll be out of his element. Lokir takes another hit. He needs Dreaded Duelist if he's going to survive. He's trying to heal up slowly, but one more hit and he will rout. He can do so much damage to Celestial General, but he needs Dreaded Duelist. It looks like he doesn't have it. Celestial General's trying to get a hit on him. He hasn't managed to for now. For now, Lokir's defenses are holding. Those extra stats would be so huge, but he does take another shot from Celestial General. He does rout, and that probably is going to trigger army losses as the big Dragon Lord is routing. That's probably GG. Nibble him. Nibble his buns. Look at him rocking. Look at him rocking in that Celestial Lion, like, wee. He's on like one of those like rocking horses that you put a quarter in outside of a store and they go back and forth. Like, look at his body. Look at his fucking body. Just wee. He moves so far. It's taking him so long to chase off Lokir. Clearly something's wrong with his little charge animations. I'm guessing the dragon's body is too big, so he can't, like, charge and get his hit off, but it looks really dumb. Miguel, I don't believe you. That's a lie. Army losses finally hits for the Dark Elves. They will win. For Grimbat, Lokir did okay. He got ganked, but he did distract stuff for a really long time, so I don't necessarily hate it. Golden Knights did alright. Brutes. Pretty fun Grand Cathay build, as far as Grand Cathay builds go. Like, it wasn't a box. It wasn't degenerate at all. It was pretty spread out and a lot of cav fights, big open map, so I liked it a lot. As far as, like, if Grand Cathay played like that more often, they'd be a pretty fun faction to cast. I still generally have a sour taste in my mouth about Cathay, but it's just because they box and blob so often that it's like, okay. But that was a fun one. Alright, lads. We have High Elves versus Lizards, or we have Grand Cathay versus Bretonnia. What do you want? You want to see Grand Cathay and Bretonnia again, like we have been all stream? We're doing High Elves Lizards. He has studied the water bird rocking method of attack. He's gonna headbutt the Lord's ass to death. True. Alright, chat. What are we watching? High Elves Lizards or Grand Cathay Bretonnia? We're only watching one of them. I don't want to watch both. Fuck that. I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me. Playing campaign after this. I'm gonna start a Sigvald stream. Jairami wants to see some dinosaurs. Who wants to tell him he's wrong? Everybody shout at him. Shout at Jairami. Okay, I guess I'll do it. I'll shout at him. Only if Nakai or Croxy Lord. Yeah, that's Nakai. Yeah, it's Nakai, dude. La Luna Pruna. La Luna La Pruna. on their lizardmen. This is their main faction. And they took Nakai with his Ripperdactyl mount, which is pretty bold. Pretty bold. It's just Jeremy. That's right. I forgot you told me that in the past. Alright, so what do we have? We have Nakai on his, ooh, actually it's his Pterodon mount. Oh, okay, Nakai. Alright. And then we have double Quaddle. Oh, this is funny. He's hiding a Quaddle in a Quaddle. So as far as his opponent knows, he only has one Quaddle. And then Ripperdactyls, Colossadon Hunters as well. Skink Cohorts, one with Javelins, Feral Cold Ones. And then we have Nakai on a Troglodon mount. A second Nakai. And this Nakai brought Flock of Doom and Earthblood. But that right there, Nakai. On the other side for the High Elves, we have two Illyrian Reaver Archers. An off-center deployment of Spearmen, Lothern Sea Guards, Silverin Guard, so it's just as many spears as he could shove into a build. For Hogwar's Pride, Fireborn, and an Archmage of Life on her Moondragon with just Earthblood. People have been hot on Quaddles lately. I don't see the allure. Their collision attacks make them do okay damage versus infantry. They're also just very tanky and very disruptive. I don't love this build. It looks very thematic, like Luna was having a bit of a laugh with the Air Force. But what I worry is this is a lot of disruption, not a lot of damage. It's like the two Quaddles will distract a lot of archers and be annoying so that the Skink Oracle can kite? Like there's not a lot of damage to follow it up. As the Air Force comes in, we are getting the bound spells of the Quaddles. Two chain lightnings going through Lothern Sea Guard, disrupting their formations so they couldn't fire on the way in, and now the Air Force dives down onto the spears. They will not want to stay on these spears for very long. Thunderbolt's gonna hit these Lothern Sea Guard, but the Fireborn countercharging these Ripperdactyls. Those are the deadest Ripperdactyls you've ever seen in your entire life. And they're gone! Blink and you missed it! Dead-ass Ripperdactyls. The rest of the Lizardman army is trying to get in here, but the Air Force is obviously much faster, so they got in here a lot sooner than the other side. Have a lightning bolt coming in from that Quaddle. Big damage on the Lothern Sea Guard. This Tic-Tac-Toe is now isolated, lost and afraid in a sea of High Elves. Sorry, Nakai. Nakai is lost in a sea of High Elves. As the Fireborn come back in, somehow the balance of power is actually even, though I would definitely think that the Lizardmen have been getting the shaft of this particular engagement as they lost both the Ripperdactyls super early. Quaddle is, like we said, though, causing a bunch of disruption. The Skink Oracle is in range to shoot at something. I don't know what he's shooting at the moment. The Fireborn tear apart Nakai of the sky. And the Quaddle still caused that disruption. What the? Oh, Mighty Roar. We just cast the Grand Cathay lane game with the roar of the Celestial Lion, so I was like, what the fuck? Where did the Celestial Lion come from? Tic-Tac-Toe is routing. One of the Quaddles is about to rout. And the rest of the Lizardmen force that wasn't the Air Force having such a hard time participating in this battle. We have some Feral Cold Ones flanking now. Skinks finally hit the Spearman front line, but none of those really matter. Like, Feral Cold Ones are still going to lose the Lothern Sea Guard. The hybrid spears should be plenty to take them out. And the Skink Oracle is doing Skink Oracle things. Troglodons and the Skink Oracle are good in, like, some matchups, but it's very limited in what they are. And, like, if anybody has basic archers of any kind, Skink Oracle's just worthless, because his range isn't that much more than archers. In fact, High Elf archers outrange him, and they do so much damage to him, and he's very expensive. Skink Oracle is an insanely expensive caster, so he's pretty much only good in matchups where the enemy will have limited range, like Vampire Counts or Ogres. Ogres have a bit of range, but not like too much the Skink Oracle's worried about. Lead Belchers aren't particularly amazing versus him. Man-Eater Pistols have a lower range than he does, if I remember correctly, or you could just kite them out, but yeah. Skink Oracle does okay into Ogres, not as much into High Elves, though. One of the Quaddles is routing. Tic-Tac-Toe died? Nope, he's right there. What up, Tic-Tac? With that guy routing, though, everybody's gonna army loss. Tic-Tac runs away. the Air Force engaged with the rest of the army, that'd have a chance. Yeah. It was a little over a year. A little over ambitious for the Quaddles. But hey, like, look at this. The Quaddles engaged insanely alone, and they both got 1,100, 1,200 damage value. How much does a Quaddle even cost? Oh, 2,700 on the Fireborn. That's brutal. How much does a Quaddle even cost? Is it 1,400 or 1,700? 1,700. Okay. So that's a bit pricier. If they were 1,400, I was gonna say that they dove into the enemy army of purely spears and cavalry without any support and almost paid for themselves. 1,700, they didn't quite pay for themselves, but like, you can kind of see it. If the Quaddle had any kind of support at all, like, they can disrupt a lot of infantry and they can kill a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. Grimbat versus Heisenberg. Grand Cathay versus Bretonnia. We have Celestial Dragon Guard. Celestial Dragon Crossbows, I should say. Celestial Dragon Guard Crossbows. Celestial Dragon Crossbows of the Guard. Ooh, pretty small map here for Grand Cathay. Alright, for Cathay, we have 3 Jade Lancers. No, just 2. One is a Peasant Horseman. Peasant Long Spears and Jade Warriors in thick boy formation. Look at these. Look at these. Look at how thick that line is. They aren't spread out at all. 2 Iron Hail Gunners, 2 Celestial Dragon Crossbows. We have Zhao Ming with Final Transmutation and his Dragon Breath, and then a Firing Rocket to force the enemy to come to you. They're using this rock formation as a bit of a backstab. On the other side for Bretonnia, we have a Spearman at Arms that is currently getting shafted. Hippogriff Knights, 2 Knights of the Realm, 1 Grail Guardian, King Lewin, Healing Caster with Regrowth and Dwellers Below, so 2 expensive spells. And then Spearman at Arms, Knights of the Realm, Peasant Bowman. Usually I don't like taking 2 expensive spells, but versus Cathay specifically, Dwellers is very nice to break through the front line or kill a blob of spears. And then Regrowth to heal up your Hippogriff Knights or Grail Guardians is huge. So I get it in this exact context. I actually think that that's a pretty good choice. Just taking the 2 expensive spells and realizing that either of them could win you the game in the right circumstances, and like spamming out Earthbloods isn't going to matter in this kind of matchup, so appreciate it. Lewin taking a Final Transmutation. I hope he pops his Lion Shield for 40% spell resistance, and he does. So that is nice. Mitigates a lot of that incoming damage, but the Iron Hail Gunners are shooting at him. Ooh, it also gives him a bunch of missile resistance, so that is a pretty clutch Lion Shield. Just as the Hippogriff Knights land in onto those other Iron Hail Gunners, these ones are going to have to turn and fire if they're going to get very much done at all. Doesn't look to be the case so far. A lot of fire onto the Bretonnian peasants, making sure they can't do anything. Grail Guardians finish off the Peasant Horsemen in the trees, as the Knights of the Realm also get a bit of a flank off. Lewin is currently losing badly to Zhao Ming and Peasant Long Spears. Going to fall back. Iron Hail Gunners turning and firing at the Hippogriff Knights. Can they even see up and over this hill? Line of sight is a hell of a drug. As the Bretonnian Knights also get into the back line here. So pretty good box breaking from the Bretonnians so far. Really liking their priorities here. In comes the Dwellers Below on the multiple units. A little greedy with the cast. Really wanted to catch the Iron Hail Gunners plus the front line. It looks like it will pay off as that Dwellers Below is getting a ton of damage out. So Bretonnia is playing their ass off to break this box. Now, the Royal Hippogriff Knights taking a ton of damage, and they didn't get any healing, and there won't be any, because we just saw Dwellers Below come out, so we know that the Winds of Magic situation is currently a little tight. Lewin dives back onto Zhao Ming, does not get much accomplished, and decides to back off, push around the Iron Hail, the Firing Rockets instead, as Zhao Ming turns into his dragon form. But both Iron Hail Gunners are swamped and offline. The Hippogriff Knights have 10 out of 12 models. If they can fall back and get a regrowth at some point, that would be hugely beneficial for the state of this game. But if they lose too many models before they get that regrowth, then that's going to be quite bad. Grail Knights, Grail Guardians, I should say, getting stuck into melee combat. Still surrounded by Peasant Long Spears, but they're trying to stop these Celestial Dragon Crossbows from getting any shots off. And so far, the range units of Grand Cathay have been largely mitigated, though. Like I said, these Hippogriff Knights, without getting that regrowth, they are overextended. With only 1,000 HP remaining, they are starting to lose models and therefore lose effectiveness. Grand Cathay is a giant blob of stats now, with spears on top of spears on top of spears, with some ranged units mixed in there to provide that harmony buff. Dwellers Below is a great spell for the situation, but you also need the regrowth. So now comes the problem with two expensive spells. Is like, you can only cast so many of them, so which one do you use? Even though they're both really, really good in the situation, which one's more important? As much as it sucks, I honestly, with how blobbed up this is, I would prioritize the Dwellers over a regrowth. Just like one right here would do so much work for you. But it is a tough call. Either is fine. Grail Guardian's self-sufficiently tanky. Doing great. 59 melee defense, plus a bunch of damage resistance from being Grail-type units. They're largely chilling. Doing fine. Knights of the Realm are trying to help break these spears, but Peasant Long Spears are some of the most effective spears in the game, and they're still showing it for now. So the Lion Shield comes out from Lewin, plus a Sword of Corone. That's actually pretty huge against Cathay, taking their melee defense down from really high levels down to like nothing. Like, these Peasant Long Spears have 4 melee defense now. Bretonia's archers actually firing in. I didn't even notice they had archers. Kind of game we've been dealing with. Knights of the Realm fighting Jade Lancers. Normally I would bet on the Knights of the Realm, but they're so low that I don't know who wins that current situation. Where did the Hippogriffs end up? Oh, they're way in the back. Still have 8 out of 12 models. They've been kind of stabilized for quite a while, trying to stay alive, stay safe. Bounce power is extremely even. I haven't seen a spell out of this lady in forever. We need either a regrowth or Dwellers. And, like, she has to have the Winds of Magic by now. Oh, fuck! She didn't take the Power Stone! Oh, no! You, like, always take the Power Stone. It's such a good item, especially when you need your spells quickly. So it's probably taking her forever to charge up the Winds of Magic for Dwellers Below. Because there's a lot of good targets for Dwellers Below, like especially right there. But there's also Blob up there, Blobish over here. Grail Guardians get a downhill charge onto some Unbraced Jade Warriors. Pretty good charge damage there. Lewin is self-healing slowly. Trying to keep his shit together as Knights of the Realm try and charge Jade Lancers, but Jade Lancers are going to hit the back line, shut down these Peasant Bowmen who have been firing in for free for quite a long time. Lewin continues to duel Zhao. He slowly heals up. Hippogriff Knights look like they have to be peeled back to come deal with these Jade Lancers, who did take out one of the 3 Peasant Bowmen. There it is, a regrowth. So they were saving up for regrowth. Is it Overcast? It has to be. There we go. It is Overcast for how long they've been charging up Winds of Magic, so really trying to get these Hippogriff Knights online rather than a Dwellers Below that could just knock out a blob or something. And again, I think both would be a good choice, so I don't hate this at all as the Hippogriff Knights get healed up a ton. Grail Guardians continue to charge and terror out through a bunch of things. The terror comes to the Hippogriff Knights, but we all know it's the Grail Guardians who did the real damage here. So now Bretonnia is trying to just route everything off the map, get Winds of Magic back for more healing so they can stay in this game, as Iron Hill Gunners and Zhao Ming get a lot of damage out onto Lewin. Another Lion Shield pop gives him 55% missile resistance, 15% ward save, so overall about a 70% resistance to those Iron Hill Gunners. And the Hippogriff Knight charge just immediately takes them out. Bounce power's back to 50-50. Knights of the Realm come in to help chase those guys off as well. Zhao Ming is actually going to land the Hippogriff Knights. I think he's just trying to route off the Knights of the Realm real quick, but could be overextended as Lewin's trying to come back and offer a little bit of assistance. Peasant Long Spears are going to aid Zhao Ming, and these routing Iron Hill Gunners still providing the harmony buff for those Peasant Long Spears. Now it fades away as their combat stats become pretty whatever as Lewin dives in. Trying to help out a bit as the Royal Hippogriff Knights are opting out just as he opts in. I don't love that because now the Sword of Corone is going a bit to waste. Elsewhere, Bretonnia is continuing to kite back with their archers, but Jade Lancers are going to run them down. The archers are going to have to just stand and fire. Try and save themselves as they've set up a firing line, shoot to those Jade Lancers. Good amount of damage, but the charge bonus leadership keeps them charging. They get into those Peasant Bowmen, stopping them for just a little bit. Now back in the Lord fight, Lewin's very low as he has been for quite a long time, but he is getting a lot of healing, and the Hippogriff Knights are tearing apart Zhao Ming with the Sword of Corone, taking him down to only 26 melee defense. They're getting a ton of hits in, but Zhao Ming has those burning Van Braces. He can get a big heal when he needs it. Still getting the damage onto him is huge, but he's going to heal up, so it's going to be a little deceptive at first. You have some Celestial Dragon crossbows back, firing into the blobbed up Bretonnia Knights, and Bretonnia probably needs to opt out. They're now getting surrounded by spears, they're getting shot at by crossbows, and you know Zhao Ming is going to get a big heal anyway, so this Lord's Knight isn't going to amount to like an actually dead Zhao Ming. So you do probably have to back off. We still have Grail Guardians, pretty healthy. We still have a Damsel who's charging up Winds of Magic to get a third big spell off, whether it's a Dwellers or a Regrowth, we will see. And that is a disaster. Lewin is routed, which means he loses his self-healing. He only gets a self-healing if his leadership is positive for the whole game. So now he needs regrowth like everybody else. That is a really big loss for Bretonnia. Peasant Bowmen did save themselves from the Jade Lancers. They're now firing into Jade Warriors once again. Grail Knight's doing a great job of so far just charging through anything that isn't currently defended by spears. So go, Grail Guardians, go. And Zhao Ming charges straight out of the Damsel of Life because he knows he's got a win-win here. We saw that lady trying to throw out a regrowth, but she is going to get routed just as she was going to cast it. Nope, she's back. She needs to cast it quickly. Zhao Ming knocked her over the middle of her cast, but she needs to cast it right now, right now, right now. Fuck, she terrorized. So, Zhao Ming's going to get a big heal off, and it's going to be a huge pain in the dick as he gets another shot onto Lewin. Routes Lewin again, and there's the Burning Van Brace's heal. It is gigantic. There was no fire damage from Bretonnia to stop that from happening. The bounce power tips heavily into Grand Cathay's favor. That is GG. I love the tree update that added more trees. Itatsuki, is that true? I don't think that's true. I don't think anybody wanted more trees. Zhao Ming did very well, 2,600 value. All the Peasant Long Spears paid for themselves and then some. Peasant Long Spears are the best. Just the best cheap spears in the entire game. They're so good. Iron Hail Gunners did fine. Celestial Dragon Crossbows did alright. Jade Lancers did pretty well. Fire and Rocket, I don't know. Bit of pressure, but got shit done quick. Oh boy. Heisenberg, close game. Lewin didn't get a ton of value, though he was very, very tanky. Disrupted a lot of stuff. Peasant Bowman, one got 0 value, so I'm guessing the Firing Rocket took it out before it ever got to shoot. The other ones paid for themselves. Knights Realm did okay. Grail Guardians did well. And the Hippogriff Knights did fine-ish. They got shot a lot. I have a lot of games to cast for content. We have some events I gotta cast soon, but I'm still waiting for the final replays of that. So it's a whole thing. You want some hype? You want to see some hype? We have a 2v2 thematic fun tournament I'm running where the 4 Demons of Chaos, Skarbrand, Nakari, Kairos, and Kugath, grab armies to support them and prove which is the best, greater demon of them all. So far I have the Skarbrand Nakari game in, but I need Kugath versus Kairos, and then the winner versus winner. And then I'll cast that. That'll be fun. We also have a survival event going on. That'll be fun. A lot of fun things on this channel. And you know why there are fun things on this channel? Because you should subscribe. Bam! For the subscribe-a-thon for subscribers, where if we get a whole bunch, we'll do things and stuff, and it'll be cool. And ever since I posted that, he said, stalling for time. Analytics. Subscribers. Wait, do I still have that image I sent to Indie Pride? No, I don't. Hold on. Everybody hold on. Everybody shut up. Shut up! Shut up! Okay. So if you take a look at this. That is a graph of my subscribers. Oh no, I made it too big. Oh no. Oh no, I messed everything up. Oh no. I'll fix that later. So this is a graph of my subscribers over time. Can anybody guess where I posted the subathon? So we are getting a good amount of subscribers now that I posted the subathon thing. Hopefully that trend continues, but it's good. We enjoy having the tools. The future stuff, future streams. Depends on when I get those replays in from other events, but I'll probably stream either tomorrow or Monday, just me playing some games. I gotta make videos today, and then Grace and I are heading down to Rochester to see some family and stuff, so. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have. Alright, goodbye. Get out of here. Shoo. Leave. If you care, Brutus won. Brutus won the new player event. We had pretty low participation, so it's not shocking, but there. Because you're a wild and crazy guy. YouTube analytics stream at 14K, of course. That was so funny when I accidentally left you guys on the analytics screen. That was embarrassing. Love the fish title card. Good. It was good. I'm disappointed that more people didn't play in the event, but oh well. Sometimes you just take the L. Oh, I do have a channel update. If anybody cares about channel stuff, so there's no more Total War content. Move on. Go. Leave. So here's the thing. I've done 80 of these new player tournaments, right? And if you take a look at my history, your videos live. Okay, hold on. So how do I get you people? Yeah. So if you look at my live stream history, we have new player tournament, patch stream, patch notes stream, new player tournament, survival, cosplay, 2v2, charity stream, siege, free for all, gladiator, new player tournament, vermin league, new player tournament, vermin league, new player tournament, vermin league, new player tournament, 4v1. So it's like I cast a lot of new player tournaments. Oh, the 2v2 was actually also a new player tournament. And that's dominating my content, and I don't want to do that. I do like hosting new player events so that people can play, but also I'm not getting as much content out for people who aren't new anymore. And I'm getting less and less like diversity on my streams because all of our streams are just new players all the fucking time. Which is like, it's fine in a vacuum. Like, new players are like burritos. Burritos are fucking sick, but I don't eat burritos every day. So I'm doing some thinking. We've had a new player tournament every week at differing time zones to try and let other people play. And that's good, but it's like, it's dominating the channel, and I want to do some other stuff. So I've been thinking about partnering with RTK. They have a weekly new player tournament for Domination and Conquest. So do that every Saturday. I'm thinking of casting some of their stuff from time to time, also encouraging people to go over there. And then kind of shutting down my weekly new player tournaments and maybe doing more sporadic, like once a month or twice a month new player stuff. But I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's all I do right now is cast new player tournaments. And I just want to switch it up. We've done 80. We've done 80 new player tournaments. That's a lot. That is a lot. So I don't know, just a heads up. If you notice something change, probably that for those reasons. Okay. Goodbye. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Is there anybody we should be rating? I don't think anybody's streaming right now. Let's take a look. Tequila Sunset and Tactical Lich aren't streaming, so that's all the people I care about. Yeah, there's nobody. Oh, there's Mercy the Mad. Sure, whatever. I'll raid Mercy. Not that he needs it. Dude's 7 times as large as me. I'm just a wee little rat. Teeny tiny little rat man. Oh, Tequila Sunset has an upcoming tournament. When's that? I don't know. I don't want to raid an upcoming thing. It seems a little weird. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here! Shoot! Gladiator, it's good. It is good.